We are here with Julian H. Rollocks, Commissioner of Tourism and Economic Affairs here in St. Martin. Commissioner, tell us a little bit about your job and what your duties are as Commissioner here.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity for being able to express this to you and to welcome everyone to St. Martin. My prime responsibilities are over a number of portfolios in this government. This government consists primarily out of 5 commissioners and a lieutenant governor who chairs our meetings. Every commissioner gets a certain amount of portfolios, and those that I got, and that comes out of political negotiation. My prime responsibilities are over economic affairs, over tourism, government information service, telecommunication, and government registry. My prime responsibilities lie in economic affairs and tourism. Tourism primarily because that's our source of income. We travel all over the world attending tourism shows where we are working on bringing people to St. Martin. St. Martin right now holds the number 4 position in the Caribbean when it comes to our numbers. In the first place you have Puerto Rico, Bahamas, St. Thomas, and then St. Martin. This is primarily where the cruise is concerned because that's one of our greatest assets right now. I'm just returning from Argentina and Brazil and Jamaica. In Argentina we attended a show that we call the FIT show. The FIT show, there you are able to pitch and invite folks from down in South America. We did the same thing at the BAF show, that's in Brazil. After that I went to Jamaica. In Jamaica we met with the FCCA, which is the Florida Cruise Caribbean Association, and they are actually the board of directors or an association that overlook the various cruise ships. So it's a very busy job because you got to make sure that tourists keep coming to the island from every corner of the world, because that's our source of income and that's our bread and butter. One of the new markets we went to, and I did that last year, was Russia. We went to Moscow, and we have had Russians coming to St. Martin since then. This year, London, I'll be going to London the 15th of November. So, you keep going to these shows and talking to tour operators, airlines, hoteliers, and making sure that tourists keep coming to the island and that we keep our business going.
Have you ever considered producing something on the island other than tourism being the main industry?
Yes, we have discussed that on many occasions. Up to now we have it on the table. We are looking at small, light manufacturing industry because of the island's size and infrastructure and labor costs. Labor costs on this island is very high when we look at labor costs in other developing countries where major corporations do their productions. So we are watching that carefully, but our main source of income is tourism, and we have to keep our eyes on that because that for sure we can't afford to leave slide.
So you're actually advocating people, I know tourism's a big thing, but are you advocating people actually setting up homekeeping here and staying here on the island? And because there's supposed to be something like 80 or I don't know the exact number, maybe 80 to 100 different nationalities here. Do you actually want more people to stay and live on the island?
Well, let's put it this way. We do have a very metropolitan environment. St. Martin has something like 84 different nationalities that live, work, and vote on this island. So it's a very broad spectrum of people that live here. People can live here, and actually we would like them to come and do business on the island from any part of the world for that matter. We are reaching out to people all over the world. One of our new approaches in the United States is the African American market, or the multicultural market, because we've been moving towards the African American market, we've been moving towards the Hispanic Americans, etc. And we've been also attending a number of shows in the United States where we've been inviting African Americans to St. Martin. We went to the Congressional Black Caucus that took place in Washington. We went to the Coalition of Black Meeting Planners, which took place last year in Jamaica. Is going to take place this year in Las Vegas. So again, we do a lot of niche marketing, you call it, approaching these different niches and inviting them down to the island.
So St. Martin is supposed to be known as the friendly island, and from what I've heard, it's one of the friendliest islands as far as the locals go. Why do you think that is?
Well, it has to do with the historical background of St. Martin. St. Martin have always been a very cool type of people, very friendly, very easygoing. We invite people to St. Martin for several reasons that they cannot find on other islands. Let me put it that way. St. Martin is the only island in the Caribbean today that is 100% import free, duty free. We don't have import taxes, we don't have export taxes, we don't have sales taxes, we don't have property taxes, and we don't have um, capital gain taxes.
Right.
And these are taxes that you find in many other islands. What we do have naturally is a profit tax, and we have some wage taxes. That's where we derive our income from as government. I'm saying this primarily to business people to let them know that St. Martin is a wonderful place to invest. And besides that, depends on the size of your investment, we could also contemplate giving you what we call a tax holiday. And in that tax holiday, you don't even pay profits on taxes on your profits. Besides those assets, as for business people, as a tourist, coming to St. Martin is a wonderful thing. St. Martin is really the epithet of what you call diversity. As I said, you have over 80 different nationalities that live here. It's an island with 37 different beaches. It's 37 square miles. It's an island where you can eat at one of the franchises for $2.50, or you could eat at a fancy restaurant with the most expensive champagne for $250 a meal. If you want to go to church all day, you can. If you want to go in the casinos all night, you can. We have a very favorite beach here for primarily our cruise tourists, which is our nude beach on the French side at Orient Bay. So you can do. There's a lot of activity for everyone. There's something. There's a lot of water sports on St. Martin. So it all depends what you're looking for. If you have a family, you want to do a family vacation. If you're just getting married, we accommodate people with honeymoon packages on the island. If you're single and you just want to have a good time and hang out in the discos and the casinos and on the beaches, you're also welcome, and St. Martin offers that to everyone.
How about preservation? I've been noticing a lot. I was asking about the mountains, and noticed the houses were built. They said that the mountains were preserved up to a certain height, and
That's
also
correct.
the water.
We have what we call a hillside policy. A couple of years ago, as government, we decided to stop the building on the ridges of the hills in order to maintain the beauty of the country. Because one of the most beautiful things of St. Martin is the relief of the island, the different hills and the valleys and the cul-de-sacs that you find in this island. The ponds, we're protecting the ponds and the lagoons around the island.
Right.
And that is why we are watching what kind of industry we attract. And we are very, very careful with oil tankers and things like that, because the most important asset that this country's got is its beauty and the people. And if you destroy that, that's the end of it.
Exactly. Well, is there anything else that you want us to know before we leave here, or you do?
Well, most important for the Commission of Tourism is to invite people to the island.
Right.
That is what
well,
we
you have
want.
no problem there. We definitely want to come back. So.
we want to invite people that look at the program and others, their friends, family, to the island. We can guarantee them one thing for sure: when you come to St. Martin, one thing you're going to have a good time. If you're into making money, we are also open for your business, because we have a lot of business opportunities.
It's also a great honeymoon spot too. I had a couple of people, a lot of friends come here for their honeymoon, or even I heard also they're setting up where you can actually get married here.
Yes, that's correct. There's a particular hotel here, DV Hotel to be exact. They have a chapel set up there that you could get married on the spot, and they have special honeymoon packages that you could use right there. So it's a little something for everyone.
Right.
So we're saying, come to St. Martin, have a good time, and when you leave, make sure you come back.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, for talking with us today.
Thank you very much.